Mr. Lee Saunders.
I am honored to be here with my brothers and sisters of this movement, the labor movement and the civil rights movement. And this movement gives me hope. Hope that just like in 1963, when our mothers and fathers marched for jobs and justice on a day that was this hot or hotter, that march led to the Voting Rights Act.
Woo-hoo!
And this march will lead to the end of the assault on voting rights.
Yes!
That's why Reverend Sharpton and Martin Luther King Jr. have brought us together today, not just for the commitment to Dr. King's dream, but the commitment of the American dream for all of us. So if I sound mad, I am. Because here, almost 60 years after Dr. King riveted the country as he spoke of the unifying dream for all children, after almost 60 years after John Lewis almost died on the Edmund Pettus Bridge for voting rights, we are here one more time fighting for voting rights. It's inexcusable. It goes against everything we believe in and teach our children about the American experiment and the promise of democracy. And I should know, I am a social studies teacher who has taught this for years.
Yeah!
Every American has a right to a voice in the democracy. Every adult American should be able to exercise that voice without the ridiculous suppressive hoops that state after state is trying to do. Every American should have the right to a good education, a good job with a right to a union, and a say in who represents us. These rights we fought for in '63, and we will fight for every single day. And speaking of education,
Yeah!
obviously, it requires us to reopen schools fully and safely.
Yes!
But let me also say this. Our kids have a right to know the full, honest history of the United States.
Yes,
Even
ma'am!
if some people find that uncomfortable. And I cannot believe I have to say that out loud. But I'm telling you, as the president of a labor union that represents educators, we will defend any teacher who insists on teaching honest history.
Yeah!
All of this, though, depends on our right to vote. Because we, the people, must pick the people in power, not the other way around. And you know, that's why there is this assault on voting rights. That's why there are 100 plus anti-voting right bills right now. Of course, it's fueled by Trump's big lie about the 2020 election. But let me end with this. That big lie is not bigger than we are. That big lie is not bigger than Dr. King's dream. That big lie is not bigger than our fight for freedom. And that big lie is not bigger than my grandmother who came from the Ukraine without a job, without an education, who made it in America. That big lie is not bigger than any of us standing here. We're bigger than these lies. We're bigger than these attacks on the right to vote. We're bigger than the attempts to erase history. We need to fight and to be in struggle in this fight and in solidarity, to fight for the John Lewis voting right, to fight for H.R. 1, and to fight for an America that stands up for everyone.